You know, here at Salacious Spoon, we like to celebrate food and elevate food. And today, I'm going to talk about how you can elevate food by having the right equipment. So we're going to talk about 5 things that I think are important for every home cook in every kitchen. So get ready. If you like what we got going on, don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit that alert button for those notifications. Let's talk about what you need to have in your kitchen right now. So when you're talking about essential things in the kitchen, nothing is more essential than your chef's knife. I have 4 here just to show you how mine have evolved over the years. I started with one that you can buy in the store off the shelf. You can see it's got the fatter little bolster here, and I didn't find it to be very comfortable. I eventually moved up to one that had a thinner bolster, but it still got in the way. And then eventually I treated myself to a very expensive few Japanese steel knives. These are amazing knives and I like them very much. They have more sloped edge and better for that pinch grip. I also just thought this was a beautiful knife because of the wood. That's some beautiful wood. But this is a 10-inch knife and it's awesome for big cuts like watermelon and things like that, but not necessarily for everyday use. And that's why I settled on this Misen knife. Now, I'm not paid by Misen. They don't sponsor me or anything. I just think it's a great knife. It's got a very comfortable grip that's a little more rounded than some of these other older knives, cheaper knives. But it's not much more expensive than those knives. And it also has this wonderful slope here that is more natural with our pinch grip, and it holds a blade. The blade holds the edge very long. I think you'll find a good chef's knife is very important. I do recommend Misen, but I'm sure there are others out there that are comparable. This is just the one I like, and I think if you're starting with your kitchen tools and want to build, start with a good chef's knife. It'll reward you. It's going to be the thing you use the most, so you may as well take your time and get one that's going to serve you well. So the next thing you want to think about is what's called a Microplane Zester. The secret to great food is freshness. Grating your spices like nutmeg, zesting fruit like oranges and lemons and citrus to get that zest, that oil and wonderful essence off the edge of your fruit. Zester just comes in handy in so many ways, and I think it's overlooked in a lot of times. You can also use it for grating hard cheeses like fresh Parmigiano Reggiano. It's a very useful utility to have in your house. Consider getting one. It'll thank you for it. Well, you'll thank it for it, and it's going to just be a godsend in your kitchen. And speaking of fresh ground, get a coffee grinder or a spice mill. This was $15, but I use it all the time. I don't buy a lot of my spices pre-ground already, unless that's just how it typically comes, like paprika. But when it comes to peppers and certain other spices, I just grind those things as I need it. You can see here in my drawer, I have all kinds of different peppercorns, allspice. I've got fennel in here, things that I would use, and I grind up as I need it. And I'll just grind up for the recipe or maybe a few days, and that's it. And by doing that, I'm getting the freshest, most aromatic flavor from those spices. So consider getting a coffee grinder and learn the difference in grinding your spices fresh. You'll just be mind blown at the nose you're gonna get from it when you smell those fresh spices versus what you get sitting on a shelf in a jar or a can for a long time. The 4th thing, a kitchen scale. I think it goes without saying that I weigh a lot of things, especially when it comes to baking and making pasta, things like that, where moisture content is important. A kitchen scale just helps ensure preciseness and consistent results all the time. And when you get that scale, I recommend getting one that'll give you ounces and grams. That way, depending on whatever recipe you're using, you can just switch it over from ounces. On mine, it has this little button in the back here. I just flip it over and it'll give me grams. So, you know, give that some consideration. Again, this is just a very inexpensive scale. I think I paid $19.99 for it. I've had it for almost 10 years. So invest in a scale. It's going to give you those consistent results. That's the secret to restaurants. They know how to extract the flavor from everything, the best flavor, and produce consistent results. So get a kitchen scale. It'll start getting you to that next level. The fifth thing I want to talk about is a instant read thermometer. I'm not one of those people you see in videos where they're like, just press the palm of your thumb and you'll know whether your steak is medium or something. I don't know that. And I'm not going to pretend to know that. Give me an instant read thermometer. That way I'll know exactly if it's in the range of medium to medium rare or getting to well. Instant reads are fantastic. This was, I think, $15, $20. Good quality. I've had it for several years. And if I'm doing things like if I'm activating yeast that I know I have to keep that temperature between 100 and 110, instant read thermometer, something like this, because it's very versatile, it's very firm, so it's not just sticking out in one direction. I can use it, I can rest it on the edge of a pot and it'll sit in there just touching the water without touching the bottom of the pan. So this is something to consider, an instant read thermometer. So those are 5 things I think every kitchen should have. I'm going to toss in one bonus for you. Why? Because I love you. This, I know you're thinking it's an ice cream scoop. Yes, but when you're making cookies or something where you want to have consistent size and everything looks uniform and just presents better, a cookie scoop ensures that. You can get a set of 3 kind of cheaper ones for $12, literally $12, and they'll have 3 different sizes for you. And they'll do you pretty good, but I do say you should consider investing just a couple more dollars to get a more quality one. This one here, you can see it has this extra spring in there. This is thicker steel, just very well constructed. So I know if I have heavier, denser doughs that I'm working with, it's not going to jam up or turn into a big hassle for me. So there you go, the bonus for you. Chef's knife, microplane, a spice grinder, kitchen scale, thermometer, cookie scoop. Have these in your kitchen, and for most of your recipes, you're going to be prepared to start taking advantage of the little things that make a big difference in flavor. And we're going to keep doing that on this journey. We're going to keep talking about ways to get the most out of flavor, create restaurant quality food in your kitchen. You can do it. I can do it. We all can do it. So until the next video, hope you like what you saw here. Click that subscribe button below and have a wonderful, salacious weekend.